And we're live. Hi, everybody. This is Gene, and I'm back with Ryan for part 2 of the Buckeye Battles list review.
Hey, guys. Joey should be, I think, joining us in a minute.
He claims he will, so we'll see. So we're going to start without him. Starting without him, we've got Ogre Kingdoms.
Yeah, we're into the good list now.
We have Brandon Phelps. Oh God, that's gonna be bad. I just got off the phone with my brother. My brother is Brian.
Oh, I hope Brandon watches this.
Oh, he is, and he's not gonna be happy. Oh well. It's Father's Day. I'm allowed a mistake. All right. So what's he got? He's got the Wild Heart list, 3 Mammoth Hunters, Wizard.
I like the kit on these Mammoth Hunters because he took a little bit of a different build than you typically see. Because he still has the Troll Eater Wrestler's Belt guy, but I really like the first one he made. That's the Heart Rippers Alchemist Alloy Talisman of Shielding.
Right.
So he's a 2-up or a 3-up, 5-up.
Right.
But Alchemist Alloy drops your weapon skill, but it doesn't matter for Heart Ripper because it always hits on a 3.
Yeah, that's a neat trick. I like that one.
I like that build.
So yeah, it's a tough list though. He's got the Shamanism guy with Binding Scroll and Magical Heirloom. 3 units of just tribesmen with paired weapons. Yeah, this is a change. So in Brawlers, the last tournament, he did not have this. The Banner Discipline wasn't there.
That helps.
And that's a big change, which I liked a lot. And he had 4 Tuskers with full command. And that banner that always hits on reroll ones. But he replaced that. He dropped it down to 3 Tuskers and took a Scratapult.
I like this list a lot. The only problem and one of the issues you'll see my list coming up, which is pretty similar, that I don't like in this list is the BSB and General have a habit of vanguarding away.
Correct.
And I don't like that with 1 Auroch, so I can imagine with 2 Aurochs that's really bad.
Yeah, it's tough. But, I mean, he's got a saber-tooth for all of them. So, I mean, they go out and it's 3 pieces of chaff on you. It's irritating.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good list. It's a hard-hitting list.
Right.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a really good list. Ryan Caps. So you've got the Wild Heart. 1, 2, 3. You've got all 3.
Yeah, mine are a little bit different builds, but
yeah, I can see that. The Liger's Tongue with the Shaman Master.
Yep.
Your bunker has the Rending Banner. See, he had the Rending Banner, and we talked him out of it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how I feel because I think you could go Banner Discipline. I think you could go Rending Banner. I think you could go Great Grass Sky.
Right.
They're all good
3
choices, and it kind of depends how you plan to play it. Right. And honestly, in this build, I kind of wish I may have taken the Discipline Banner, just because for a long time I was playing my BSB not vanguarding with Cult Leader.
Right.
And I swapped my characters around, and I haven't played with it yet, but I'm a little nervous that my BSB is going to wander off.
Yeah, if your BSB in general get out of range, that unit is a leadership 8 if it gets terrored.
Yeah.
That's risky.
Yeah, that BSB has to kind of hang around a little bit.
Right. And then now you're tying him down, which kind of, I don't know, lessens the pack. Oh, does your last Mammoth Hunter not have leader of the pack?
He scouts.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, right. Trying a different thing.
Okay. 3 Tuskers, paired weapons, 2 sabers. Yeah, it looks real close. You got 2 giants, 3 giants.
3 giants. I got a bonus giant for you.
Wow.
See, the other 2 with 3 giants managed it by putting a hunter on an Auroch, which actually makes the Auroch slightly cheaper, which then lets it fit in the points.
Okay.
But if you put one giant Iron Fist on a giant instead of a great weapon, it just barely fits under the allowance.
Okay. That's actually kind of tough. You've got 3 giants and a rock around.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good list.
It's 7 units that are going to be, single models pivoting on the spot, moving around, kind of running all over the place. And even after that, you still got 2 pretty big beefy units that'll be kind of holding down the center.
Yep. And the Tusker Cav are scoring, correct?
Yep. So 4 scoring.
Yeah, same. Okay.
Yep. So
yeah. I like the giants.
What always ends up happening is for people who don't know, because you look at a giant, it's good. I mean, it's got 5 attacks and it has the rage and gets sometimes a thunder stomp. Like, it's a solid thing. And you look at it and you're like, well, my unit can kill a giant. The problem is, can your units kill 3 giants? Because when they combo in, or they're spreading out, and you might have one unit that can fight a giant, but then this other unit can't. And what tends to happen is one giant will die, one giant will wander off and kill some stuff that doesn't matter, and then one giant will do something fantastic. And each game it's a little bit different, but they're a great investment. I think the U.S. players are coming around, or at least the U.S. ogre players, but for less than 300 points, they can be chaff if you need to. They can win on their own. They're mobile. They're hard hitting. They are fantastic. And the Beastmen and ogre player or orcs and goblins players need to get on the giant train.
All right. I'm not sold on them. So
they're so good.
We'll see how you do. This guy, Che.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
I should know. I played him at Masters. Mammoth Hunter or the play-in, one of the 2.
So another Wild Heart list.
Mammoth Hunter. He's only got 2 Mammoth Hunters, though.
Yep, and one of them's on a rock.
Ah, okay.
So this build I really like. Look at the Mammoth Hunter on the Auroch's build.
The one on the Auroch?
Yeah.
The banner, the reroll ones banner, the Obsidian Rock for 2. What does Headhunter do for you?
So if you kill a model in close combat, you get a wound back up. I don't remember if it's automatically or on a 3-up, but you get wounds back, which I think is a fantastic build. I honestly could do without the BSB and the banner of Giganet. Like, they're good, but I don't know that they're worth the points. But I really do. I don't normally like hunters on Aurochs, but I like that Obsidian Rock Headhunter combo.
Headhunter. Many times what's attacks made by the bearer costs 1 or more models. There's 1 health point. The bearer's model recovers a health point. Okay. Yep. I was like, are you sure that works? But it does.
Yeah. The only problem with it. Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's up?
There he
is still at the end of the day, it is a 6 wounds, T6, 4-up armor model.
Correct.
That suffers from frenzy.
It suffers from frenzy that can absolutely be killed and will give up nearly 1,000 points if killed.
Correct.
Yeah. Whew.
So I like what he did. I like his hunter combo. But I still think it's a real risky play, and you run into the right, one good unerring strike and that thing's off the board.
Right.
That's all it takes.
And he took the Sabretooth unit again. He had that versus me. It's interesting.
It's solid. I mean, for a 330-point unit, it's got 22 wounds and a lot of strength 5 attacks.
Yeah. It's an interesting unit, and it's fast.
Yeah, it's not a bad one, and they're trying to incentivize taking the Sabretooths, and I think it's probably a good point. It counts as having a musician for reforms. My only issue with it is it competes with your scoring. So if you're going to take a traditional Wild Heart list, it's really hard to get scoring in. So he has the Tuskers, the Tribesmen, the Scrappling. So he has 3, but it really that's
tight.
honestly probably the issue. The reason you don't see more saber-tooth tigers in core is you need scoring.
Well, and the Mammoth Hunter, I'm not sure if he has leader of the pack or not. The first one.
It's possible that I did not put it on there.
But I mean, that's his general, so
yeah,
that's tough because you can't have him going off. Yeah, because your BSB is not going to be around. Okay, all right. It's interesting.
Yeah.
New and the 11. I like the 11 Sabertooths. We'll see how they do.
I don't know how much the Frost Mammoth is bringing him. Is the only thing, but he'll do very well against shooting lists because he has double Chilling Howl.
I don't like the Frost Mammoth without the mercenaries.
It's much better with the Merc Vets or even the Yetis.
Yeah. All right. McKean. It's a great con. Look at that.
Yeah, he's brought it back.
That's interesting. The Aurochs charm is what makes him.
He halves multi-wounds.
Okay.
It's a good item. I think a lot of times they're just slightly better ones.
Con BSB.
Yeah, yeah.
So his con took the Alchemist Alloy, but didn't take the hit on 3-ups.
The Heart Ripper. I love the Heart Ripper Alchemist Alloy combo.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really good. He did go with your bruiser. He would go with the Pit of the Great Grass Sky on the bruisers. That's great.
I've never seen Scraplints before.
Yeah, they're a different kind of unit.
That's a lot of Bombardiers.
Yeah.
Why did he take Thaumaturgy instead of Pyromancy, though?
It's still not horrible because you can cast the -1 toughness spell.
Yeah, but yep. I understand, but it's
Bubble Flaming Swords works on. I mean, it still technically could work on everyone. It's not an awful choice, but yeah, I might have taken Pyro.
Bombardier score, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was worried because I was like, ugh.
And why would you take Rod of Battle instead of the Magical Heirloom? Also a poor choice there on the Shaman.
Yeah, ogres struggle with hitting because they're low weapon school and they don't get rerolls.
But I love the Shaman. You guys have probably already talked about this, but Shamanism with the Heirloom.
Yeah.
Just so you have double ways to create -1 to wound with Awaken the Beast and then the Ogre Hereditary.
Yeah, it hadn't come up, but that is fantastic.
That's so good.
Yeah, parrying and T5 or T6 or 5-up.
Pairing with Break the Spirit, it's just such a good combo. So I mean, on the McKean's list, it's a lot of Bombardiers. The Great Cons, obviously, I guess not obviously. I would put all the characters in the big Bombardier unit.
Just have one big Death Star.
Pretty much, just to kind of bully people off, because 10 Bruisers with Zwistred can kind of fight well enough on their own, and it also kind of protects your shooting by putting a con with the Legacy in there. But
I'm surprised at the 53 Scraplings with throwing weapons.
Yeah, that's a weird choice. It's an odd choice.
I think I might have taken fewer and given them shields.
That's a big footprint.
The interesting one is the Rotten Jaw, I believe, is the one that lets the Kin Eaters reroll when they come in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be coming up all behind you.
Yep.
Right. All right, Mitchell. Do we know who this is? This not Chris Mitchell, is it?
Ben Mitchell, I think.
Okay.
I'm actually not 100% sure on that. It could be Chris Mitchell.
No,
I think
didn't think Chris was going.
This list looks familiar.
Mammoth Hunters.
That's a little different.
One's on a Rock.
Yep.
Con. Fist, Liger's Tongue. Cult Leader is the 18-inch bubble.
18-inch bubble. It's a great upgrade. It doubles your service area for your BSB for 45 points.
Yeah, it's really good. Master Thaumaturgy, another Saber-Tooth Tiger unit.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Tribesmen with a Banner of Discipline, Bombardiers, and 3 Giants. With Big
And they're
Brother.
Big Brother Giants.
So they're 8-wound giants.
Yep. 3 8-wound giants.
So they can come up to 15 attacks? Oh, no,
Yep.
sorry, 5 and 8. 5 and 7, 12 strength 7 attacks.
Yeah, Ryan, you must love this list with the triple giant with Big Brother.
I think the guy on the Auroch is a liability, but
It is a waste of points.
I like for anyone who doesn't know me, Giants are my favorite unit in Warhammer right now. And everybody needs to take Giants all the time. And so, Mr. Mitchell, my hat goes off to you.
All right. I like that. Moving on. Shannon Powell.
So we've got 3 ogre characters on Aurochs now. And this is Joe's first round opponent. So
That sure
Joe, you
is.
want to take us through this list?
All right, so he's got the Mammoth Hunter General. It's got MR2, which is helpful, especially against me, where I kind of like to 3 dice or 2 dice some damaging spells. It's not really possible with MR2. The other one's the BSB, Wrestler's Belt Troll Leader. I mean, it's like the vanilla bread and butter kind of build for a Mammoth Hunter. Thaumaturgy with Gut Roar, so he'll be channel 2 and cost fear, but whatever. With the Heirloom and an Iron Fist, so he's got 5 spells. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 scoring units with Tribesman, and then 3 Tusker Cav with paired weapon. I'm not a big fan of the Tusker Cav running paired weapon. I really like the 4 of them with great weapons, just because if they're going to survive, they're going to hit really hard.
Your base strength.
4.
Base strength 4 on the rider, 5 on the
They're only strength 4 that way. Okay.
Yeah, so they go strength 6, so you have a bunch of strength 6 and 5 attacks.
The thing with the Tusker, I mean, it's the cheaper option.
Right.
Yeah, I understand. And then he's got 2 Saber-Tooths, 1 to be Chaff, 1 to Vanguard with this Hunter. The double Scratapults, which are super obnoxious against my ranked toughness 3 infantry. And to round it out, triple Slave Giant with great weapons.
The one thing I think Shannon did really well is every unit can get the breath weapon cast on them.
Champ. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's got a lot of flexibility there. He only has essentially the 1 Mammoth Hunter that's going to run around on his own.
Yep.
But he picks up 2 Scratapults in the trade. So there's some lists that just really don't want to see those Scratapults, and they make them even better against infantry armies.
Right. Solid list.
Yeah, he took it to U.S. Masters, and I think he got like 5th or 6th. And I think he's tuned it up a little bit.
Okay.
He dropped the Tuskers and added 2 Scratapults, I think.
Yeah, he did not have Scratapults.
Yeah, he had an extra Tusker unit, I think.
Okay. All right. Rodman. General Master Shamanism. Wow, that's a loaded up mage, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there might be an argument to do it. The only problem is he's leadership 8.
Right. Okay. So, what's the base attacks on the Shaman? 4? 3?
He gets 3 base, then 4 with the Iron Fist, then
So,
Ritual Bloodletter gives him another 1.
that's it. Okay.
So I think he's 5.
And the Ritual Bloodletter's the one that gives him Veil tokens.
Yeah, and then Wrestler's Bell will give him the strength, so he'll be 5 strength, 5 attacks, multi-wound 2 against infantry, And then D3+1 stomps, I believe.
Multi-wound 2 against big infantry.
Yeah.
Large infantry. Okay.
Yeah. So he's a beefy boy. The only problem is it's putting it all on the shaman, and again, you're running around with leadership 8. But it is a nice combination of both, an offensive and casty character. It's just if he goes down, it's bad news.
Right. Yeah, you lose both in one. Another saber-tooth unit. Look at that. These things are getting popular.
Yeah.
Tribelins with Great Grass Sky, Yetis, Bombardiers, Tusker Cav, full load on the Tusker Cavs. No champ though. Frost
I
Mammoth,
do love that Tusker Cav unit, the 4 of them with rerolling 1.
scary.
I think it's a great unit for the point.
And these guys have great weapons.
It's so expensive though. 720 points.
I know, but they're just so beefy. They just wreck things.
Yeah, except then, sometimes they take, one alchemy spell and they're 2 now.
Well, see, that's why I think you got to build around it, right? You can't take like a Frost Mammoth and a Slave Giant with it. You need to jam 2 Rocks into this list. Like, to really like force somebody to be like, oh crap, like what am I going to shoot? Am I going to take out those Tuskers, or am I going to have to deal with 2 Rocks jamming down my throat and triple Hunters? You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
So I don't like the Frost Mammoth at all in this list.
It's okay on the tribesmen.
Well, it's fine for the tribesmen, but your big hitter is going to be your Tusker when you're dropping 720 points into it.
Yeah.
And they're running around with great weapons, which I think is the right play, but not with a Frost Mammoth.
It lets the Tuskers go before other things, which is good.
Oh, the Beast, yeah.
Because the Beasts honestly do, most of the damage output of the unit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not if you got great weapons.
Yeah, if you got great weapons, then you
rerolling 1s in the first round of combat.
So I actually like this unit, but you're right. I don't like the Frost Mammoth with it.
You could drop those Yetis and take double Rock by upgrading the Giant and the Frost Mammoth. And still, maybe put some musicians on the Bombardiers or a champ or something.
All right. So what do we think?
I
gotta go with this list.
Brandon Phelps?
Yeah, some reason I'm gonna pick that guy.
It's Father's Day. He's got to.
Is it Brandon or Brian?
Brandon.
I guess I can't vote for myself, so I'll go with Shannon.
See, I think Shannon's a smart pick because he's going to get a whole lot of points round 1.
That's all up to you.
Yeah. So, but because Caps won't pick him, I'll pick him. So my vote will be the doctor himself,
all right.
Ryan Caps, and also happy early Father's Day to you, Mr. Caps.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I think this is honestly, Best Ogre is going to be a very competitive category because there's some solid lists and some good players in here.
Yep, I agree.
Brandon's been beating up on people recently. Shannon is always a threat to win it. Ben Mitchell is a good player with a good list. I think there are, some good players. It's all going to depend on how these guys on Rocks do.
Yeah, and who gets the draws, right?
Yeah, which, there's some tough draws here because Brandon pulled a Canadian ETC guy. Shannon pulled you. I pulled the Orcs and Goblins guy that all the Juice crew think is going to win the thing.
Which one is
that? Sanchez. I don't know him, but on their podcast they seem to think he's a good player with a real good list.
Well, Juice Crew has some questionable judgment choices in the last 12 months, so I don't think you should be worried too much about that.
Ooh, all right. I have no idea what you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Saurian Ancients. Keith, this list is nasty.
This list is amazing.
I hate this list.
I love this, and not only because I had a small hand in help writing this list, but I love this army.
Yeah. So he's got the 3 1-up something, 1-up,
All
and
right,
then
so the
something
Warlord
else.
has a 1-up, 5-up, and he's got 4 wounds.
Right.
And he's strength 6 with paired weapons. So against weapon skill 3 stuff, he hits them on 2s, rerolling 1s to hit.
Yeah.
It's outstanding. And then he's got the BSB, has a 1-up rerollable, and he's like, what, AP 6 with Shield Breaker? So he's still got 4 attacks with a bunch of AP. And then the other guy's just running around with a 1-up, 4-up, and a great weapon.
Does he only have 3 spells?
No. So he has 2 spells. Pelican gives him 1, and then the magical heirloom gives him another 1. So he's got 4 plus Oaken Throne.
And the Sun Tablet lets him choose from any of them.
Yeah, so he can take like Stone Skin as an
So he
adept.
takes Stone Skin, the regrowth,
And the regen.
Yeah, he gets his missile.
Mm-hmm.
And then, probably regen.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. I mean, he's getting a discount master basically with that build.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's a nasty build. This big giant unit of Saurian warriors.
Cause fear. The triple march.
Yeah, just here we are. Come see if you can deal with us.
Piranha Warriors is fear.
Yeah.
What?
Piranha Warriors is fear. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. And then he's got Braves as emergency bunker if things go sideways on those warriors quick. They also score. And then the 2 units of 5 Raptor Riders to give him a solid 4 scoring.
Those things are so fantastic.
The Engine of the Ancients, and then he's got 4 chaff pieces with the Pterodons and the Chameleons. So he's got some decent shooting. He's got a really nice monster. Give everybody 5 aboard save. A big, just dick kicker unit. And then 3 cowboys just to pin you and touch you in all kinds of bad ways.
Do the Raptor Riders have lances?
Yes, they do.
I thought so.
They sure do.
Just standard.
They're standard. Yeah, they come with that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a standard option.
That's a standard option.
Okay.
So that unit pumps out, 20 attacks, 5 of them or 10 of them at strength 4, 10 of them at strength 6.
And if you charge it, it's 20 at strength 4.
20 at strength 4.
Exactly.
I actually really, it's not for this list because he went triple cowboy, but when you take a shamanism skink priest adept and you're just like, oh, awaken the beast. Oh, okay, now I have 20 strength 7 and strength 5 attacks.
It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I like those units a lot for 300.
Are Raptor Riders capped at 2? 2 units?
4 units.
Ooh.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. All right. Next guy, Brand, has a Quaddle This is a short list. What am I missing? Okay, there. Never mind.
Yeah, you found it at the bottom there.
Well, yeah, I did. Quaddle BSB. There's a guy with another extra wound.
Mm-hmm.
Source veteran.
Oh, I didn't. Is Master of Reality? Is that the one where he gets all the level 1 spells? Or did I miss it?
No, that's Protean Potentate.
So
Master of the Reality, I think, is the one where you.
Where's that div?
You transfer 2 to 1 instead of 3 to 1 on your Veil tokens.
Is that the one you have to take div, or did I just not put it on there?
I don't think you just put it on there.
Is that a Quaddle thing?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
So I was trying to find
the big thing he's got there is triple Taurosaurs. And it doesn't really matter what else you take if you have triple Taurosaurs.
Oh, Master of Reality is convert 2 to 1.
Hey, just like I said, I'm still right.
Divination.
Divination.
Yeah.
Train from Birth gives him the 1 spell, so he has 5 spells. And Ancient Plaque gets to roll the bearer may roll a single magic dice for making casting roll, provided the spell was not miscast.
One use.
Once per friendly magic phase.
Nice.
The only problem here is both those Saurian guys are on foot.
They're going in that big unit.
Yeah, so there's going to be like a Death Star,
Yeah.
and then he basically has 6 super hitty units, but no chaff.
He doesn't even have a bunker for that poor Quaddle Lord.
Yeah.
Well, he has the blowpipes for shooting, but
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a bunker for the Quaddle.
He's got to ride with the Saurians, right?
Yep. Well, he can't. He has to stand up front if he's in the Saurians.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
And what does Crocodile do for you? +1 armor. Never mind. Just looked it up. All right. Oh. That's interesting. 6, 5, 4, 3. So the armor 3, tough 4, armor 3 guys with hand, weapon, and shield for parry.
That's good.
I mean, it's tanky, but I don't think it's a good list. You're not going to be able to get many points.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot of people who just never fight it.
Right, or just, here, Taurosaur, have my chaff unit. Okay, now I'm going to counter, like, multi-charger Caimans. That's 450 points.
Right.
It's also, if you manage to kill that unit, it's 2,700 points if you pick up everything. Actually, I know 2,900 because you get the BSB as well.
Yep.
Wow.
So
Thanks
if you
for
kill
playing.
that one unit, you're picking up.
Don't
you're
fail a
basically
panic check.
Yeah, definitely. Oof. Okay. Well, but you're cold-blooded.
Hey, as someone who's done that, don't put it past me.
All right. There's only... Okay, here's the other one. I don't know him. Degalen. Essence of a Free Mind with Alco and Pyro.
It's a good combo.
Grasp of the Immortal. Joe.
+1 to cast, so you cast a +2.
Cast it +2. Train from Birth is the extra spell.
5 spells.
All right.
It's just a good combo because a lot of those spells are going off on low casting values, and you can just 2 dice, 2 dice, 2 dice, 2 dice.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that's missing in this list is he's running the alpha, like just taking the Jade Staff for the Druidism spell is so solid. Just as a 2 dice threat to heal a wound on the Alpha Carnosaur.
So he went expensive with that Serpent Warriors.
Yeah, I used to be all about that because you're like, oh crap, like if I get charged with those spears, then I have Saurus Warriors that fight at the Elven Initiative.
Right.
But there's too many times where the Saurus want to charge, or if they get charged, it doesn't matter if they're I5. Like,
or somebody throws a piece of chaff into your flank at the same time and cancels that whole rule.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not a fan of the Serpent Warrior Spear unit anymore. I'm actually not really a big fan unless you're doing like what Keith's doing with like Triple Cowboy and Druidism for the big unit of Saurus Warriors. But that's just me.
He's got a wide variety of units.
One of everything.
Yeah, just about. There's no pterodons though.
You want to take the whole book.
I mean, honestly, not. I mean, there's stuff to deal with everything. It's kind of a balanced list, especially given that you have so many points in the Alpha and Quaddle. You know, he still has a couple of hard-hitting units, a couple of chaff units, some shooters. Like, I don't know who he is. I could see a good player doing okay with this list.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we got him, Keith, and these two.
I'm going Keith. I mean, he's fresh off a winning Brawler Bash, so that was like his you know 7th game with the list at the end of Brawler Bash. So
I'm
expecting big things from Keith this tournament.
3rd unanimous choice then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keith, Bergie, and Pete Reese are our 3 unanimous so far.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't forget Ben Mitchell.
Ben Nelson.
Ben Nelson.
Oh, well, we're not really sure he should qualify for best in race if he doesn't break 30 and a half.
Yeah, we set the over-under on Ben Nelson.
Right.
All right. What do we bring us to? Silvan Elves. Force Prince on an Eagle.
I don't love the eagle, but I like the build otherwise.
It's a cool like here's the thing, Ryan, you and I've actually talked about this in person too, where you're like, oh well, if you take a forest prince, put on an eagle, he flies, he doesn't suffer from frenzy, but then you realize just how much hittier the prince is by upgrading him to a wild rider lord.
Yeah.
For 50 points more is the difference in cost between these two builds. So he gets 2 extra attacks, one from devastating, one just innately, and he gets battle focus, which when you're rocking strength 7 AP3, when you roll up with 7 dice with battle focus, like bad things happen. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a bad
it's
unit at
not
all.
it's not at all, but it's just not like it's just
Because he's
yeah. Sorry.
he's a what? A 6 up, 5 up, 4 up, 3 up.
He's got a 3 up armor save. Because remember that the Curse of the Black Stag doesn't give you an extra pip of armor. So 6, 5, 4, and then the eagle gives you 1, so 3. So he's a 3 up, 5 up.
Which unfortunately can die.
At tough 4?
Tough 4. He is hard target 1.
Okay.
But, again, we're talking 1 unerring strike, and he's off the table.
Or 1 cannonball.
1 cannonball, or
yeah.
Honestly, a bad pyroclastic flow. Welcome to playing Silvan Elves, ladies and gentlemen.
Dryads, archers, 2 eagles to die, kestrels, thicket beasts, 2 tree fathers. Okay.
Other than the forest prince build, I think if you just took if you just made him a wild rider, this would be a very solid, well-rounded list.
I mean, he's got. You see a lot of these. I think Phil Carl's had an effect on the U.S. meta. You see a lot of tree-heavy Silvan Elves.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's a fine list. I might have liked to see a little more shooting.
He's and I'd also like to see binding scrolls, because I think more than any other army, Silvan Elves need binding scrolls.
He's also not a very mobile army. Like, he has the Forest Prince,
very blocky.
But other than that,
it's going to be hard to get points off of if he hides that Eagle King.
No, because he can't get away with the Thicket Beast and Tree Father.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, not everybody can fight like 2 big units of Dryads and, the Thicket Beast and Tree Fathers.
I think people really undervalue mobility in this game, and that's the one downfall for the tree list is it's
static for sure. I mean, I agree with you. Like, when I play Silvan Elves, it's everything is fast and everything can flee. So, but
all right,
it's a tanky list.
Don't know this guy. So
I have to be missing something from this list.
Let's add it up.
I got the list here. I'll pull them out.
Let's see here.
3 units of Dryads, total of 494.
Yeah, it may just be all the Dryads, but 2 Wild Huntsmen, 5 Thicket Beasts.
I've got that at 4,407 as added right now. So maybe an Eagle.
100, isn't it?
There is no Eagle on this list. 4497 is what it's added as.
Yeah.
And what do you come up with, Joe?
4407, but I might just have punched a button.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
but that is the units. I mean, it's the Dryads are I think where all the points are getting sucked into.
3 units at 500 apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I must have pressed 410 instead of 510 for the Thicket Piece. I don't like this list at all.
I'm not a big fan.
It's once again, it has no chaff.
No chaff. Like, honestly, if you don't want to fight it, all you have to do is pick up 10 toughness 3 wounds with the 4-up armor save, and you just won by what? That's 770 points.
Oh, just the Wild Huntsman.
You just kill the Wild Huntsman.
I mean, even if you compare it against the list directly above it, it's still got 2 big trees, 5 Thicket Beasts. It has basically 1 unit of Dryads and 2 Wild Huntsmen, but the other list has 2 chaff, has
shooters,
shooting, has some give magic, has a forest prince. Like it. I don't know. I think it'll run into issues.
I mean, again, if you kill the Wild Huntsman and you pick up the objective, you're looking at a 15-5 win.
Yeah, if you get both that.
Maybe you pick up a monster, and it just kind of spirals. So, I'm not a fan of this list.
All right, Carl. I don't know a guy named Carl, but we'll talk about
I
it.
thought he was playing Warriors Chaos.
I think they got beaten out of him.
Oh.
I actually would like to say I'm disappointed Phil did not bring his Warriors to this because they look wonderful. They are a beautiful army.
Brandon smashed them, knocked them over,
Yeah.
and stomped on them. So I think Phil put them away.
Phil's got tired of losing with them.
He got tired of making panic checks.
That's right, taking leadership checks.
All right, so he's Avatar of Nature, Tree Father, Ancient. That's pretty much what the guy above him has.
Like, look at this list and look at the list above. It just feels like Phil has so much more stuff.
It does. He's got 2 units of Thicket Beasts, a Nectar Tree Father. Where is the points?
It's the Huntsman, the 2 Wild Huntsmen.
Well, it's also that he's overspent on core by about 350 points too. The top list, like a whole other unit.
Yeah, so you take out the Dryads and the Wild Huntsman, and you get another Thicket Beast, 2 Eagles, 5 Elves, and a horse,
and a Tree Father,
and some toys. Yeah, I mean it's more efficient spending, I think.
Mm-hmm. My problem with this list is, again, I think it's good. I think it's solid. He consistently wins with it. I don't think it can win a tournament because I don't think it gets those big wins it needs to.
A lot of it, I think,
lately.
It depends on
Go ahead.
It depends on his matches. Because if he gets somebody who decides, it's kind of like when he played Dwarves. If he gets someone who decides, I'm not going to fight that, and just picks up the points where they can and is happy with a small result, it's
that's exactly the point. Is I don't think he can win singles because of that. Or he runs into when we played at Battle Cry, I had just a crap ton of chaff. I could just get in the way and pick units apart, kind of one by one.
Yeah, but if he pulls a good player he pulls someone in the later rounds who is willing to run into it, he can pull some real big wins up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Phil is counting on some big points early. The problem is he also got a very tough draw because he is playing Jeff Durham, who not only is a good player, but is bringing
he's got a Burning Portent Lord.
Which before draw was up, we actually convinced Jeff to take the list hit and bring a Burning Portent. Yes. And then he get paired into Phil Carl.
All right. Wow. Horse Prince on a Great Elk. Druid Master, Druid Adept, both of Druidism.
This is a good build for the Elk. It's a little expensive. I like Titanic Might a little bit more, but I can see where he's going with it. And I don't think it's bad, but that's a good build for the...
See, I disagree because he's only a 3-up armor save.
3-up reroll.
3-up's nothing.
That's a good point.
It'd be like a 5-up rerollable most of the time. I think that can kill the Elk Lord. I think that's wasted points there.
And then he's
somebody in the message. Somebody just posted on the chat. Phil Carl deserves the Burning Portent.
We agree.
Everyone agrees. All right.
Because you could take he's with Silvan. He didn't. He took a lance. That's also why I didn't want to take Alchemist Alloy. Okay, well I'll shut up about that. But.
Strength 7, rerolling word saves, and then off the charge he's Strength 4, but he's rerolling a wound.
Yeah.
Dancers, Wild
Hunters.
It's
solid. I like the Titanic Might more just because he hits so much harder.
Yeah.
Are they both Druidism really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You can check if you want.
They are.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, Shamanism would have been way better.
Shamanism is phenomenal. It's another just great lore. for the army. We talked about how good it is in ogres when you combine it with their hereditary. Shamanism just solves that shooting problem for Silvan Elves when they run into a gun line or somebody that outshoots them.
Yeah, or you put +1 strength on those blade dancers, and all of a sudden they're getting up to 5 attacks.
When you have that glorious magic phase where you give blade dancers +1 strength and battle focus, and
Or
they
the
can do
wild
plus
hunters. Yeah.
+1 attack.
Thicket beasts, like, there are just some good options with that. Yeah, I think druidism's a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, I mean, you can take the adept on druidism, but I think the points are better spent elsewhere. That's for that amount of points you could take 10 sentinels almost. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, I see where he's going with this list. It just could be so much better.
I also I don't love the Pathfinders when Sentinels I think are as good, especially he has a lot of AP in the army otherwise, like the Thicket Beasts, the Wild Hunters, the Blade Dancers, like there's some good AP here.
He also could take without binding scrolls, those Pathfinders are a huge liability. Takes one dice on a 4-up from a fireball at the end of a phase, and you can kiss your Pathfinder unit goodbye.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. I think this is John Oakes. A guy on a dragon.
I love this.
I love this too. I'm all about this build.
Shamanism double binding scroll.
Oh, I actually
played Forest Guard
on UB recently.
What's that?
I played John on UB recently with this list. Yeah, my biggest complaint with this list, he has no shooting, and I don't like the Forest Guard unit. The Rangers are okay. But yeah, the Forest Guard, I think, are the point. That would have been way better being archers or something else.
Also, I like on the Blade Dancer BSB, Hero's Heart is way better than Hunter's Honor. I know you're talking distracting, but when you go to 3-up ward save and you're still pumping out 6 strength 5 attacks, AP3, it's a really nice. It's a nice piece of equipment for the Blade Dancer BSB.
And he did, however, take the double binding scroll and the shamanism druidism. So I like his character setup a lot better.
Yeah, I would have flipped the master to be on shamanism, but that's that's just a personal thing.
Not with the dragon. With the dragon, I take the druidism.
Would you? Interesting.
And the big blade dancer unit, getting those wounds back.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I see why you would take it that way. Yeah.
It's a nice list.
Yeah. I'd find something else to do with the Forest Guard points, but otherwise, the list is good.
That brings us to Phillips. Treefather Ancient, Avatar Nature, 13 Dryads, Forest Guard, Sentinels.
I don't get the thing with the Forest Guard. Like, I don't think that's a good unit. It's very expensive.
I also don't get the thing. I was going to complain about Tree Fathers because we've seen a bunch of Tree Fathers. And I mean, I guess if you're trying to go the tree theme, but the big benefit to me that the Tree Father gets that the other ones don't is it can take divination.
Yeah, on the ancient. Yeah, that's my comment too. Is
every one of them is taking druidism, and if you're going to take druidism, you can take a master for druidism for 300 points cheaper and take another unit. If you want a big div caster, okay, that's the only way to get it. But it's 3 attacks. It's a unit that can't hide. It just seems like a lot of points for something that you could get cheaper. You could buy a mage in a bunker for the same points, and he's hidden, and he's, you have another scoring unit. I just don't love it. Tree Father agents.
I don't also love the Forest Guard, especially if you're not taking Shamanism and you're trying to give them a pip on their strength. Like, you're not giving them any way to. You're not giving them any extra killing power, which it isn't.
Yeah, I'm disappointed nobody's gone Cosmo Shamanism to get 2 strength buffs. Because a lot of the Silvan Elf units put out a ton of attacks, and you can crank up their strength if you focus the list around it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be ugly on the.
I actually like the. It's funny. We're still talking about like the. I could see a master on Cosmo and a adept on Shamanism, because Cosmo still heals with apotheosis. Is that still the name of the spell?
I think so.
Um,
No, it's Touch of the Heart.
excuse me, Touch of the Heart. Wow, that's a really old spell I just named.
Yeah, that was
It's like 2 editions ago. So you still like heals. You have Ice and Fire, which is a great missile, and you get Perception of Strength. Plus, Truth of Time in Silvan Elves is very scary.
Yeah, I saw that recently.
Overall, I like that he made the decision to go with Sentinels. I think they're a great unit. He at least has one binding scroll to save them from some damage. I think it's okay. I don't love the Forest Guard. I don't like the Tree Father. I drop those points, and I mean you could drop the Tree Father to a regular master, and pick up another 7 Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Navarez. Force Prince, light armor, blah blah blah, on a great elk. Double binding scroll, a great elk and a giant.
And a dragon.
I'm sorry,
That's
a giant.
That's you know what, Rob? My hat's off to you. That's some big dick energy right there.
No magic though.
No magic, just
no
nothing
magic
else.
at all.
Look at those 30 Forest Rangers too. Like, let's go.
And here's the other thing though. He put Spirit of the Whirlwind on the Prince.
Yeah, that's great.
No, it would have been way better to put Titanic Might on that guy.
Maybe. Oh, no, Titanic Might's on the dragon.
Right, yeah.
No, Spirit of the Whirlwind, Curse of the Black Stag is a solid build.
Yeah, he gets a lot of attacks. But yeah, no musician in he has 4 units with no musicians.
Dryads
and the other
can have one, can they?
No.
What's that?
Dryads, I don't think can have one.
No.
The only way you could do it is you take a character that has the Oaken Crown that lets them do it. But the problem is he's going to be playing Jeremy Gottschalk the first round, and he doesn't have a good answer to the portal. So something's going to portal in next to him, and he's going to have to just turn around and face it and take the charge.
Yep.
And I don't know that any of these units take on whatever Jeremy has, like 25 Wrath Warriors or something like that.
No.
All right, so we got Rob Phillips.
Rob, if you're listening to this, kill his what's it called? The Helmaw. Just send your Forest Prince to go kill the Helmaw, and you have a chance.
Yeah, it'll be easy to get to, just like all the stuff Brian tells you to kill. All right. So who do we go with in this? Can't go with this because I'm not thrilled with that list. I cannot go with this list.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lau. I think realistically, I think Phil Carl has the best shot to win this because he plays the things well, the trees well, and he has the best tree list. But philosophically, I can't pick Phil, so I'm gonna go with Lau.
You're going with Lau? I'm gonna go with
Oaks.
What? You copy me?
I beat you to it. You're old.
God damn it. And Lau. All right.
You're my boy, Lau.
Those are Silvan Elves. Undying Dynasties. Cop, a terracotta army.
Oh, this I don't know. Is it Rob Cop?
Don't know. No idea.
Yeah. So this one, I don't mind terracotta. I don't know that I love this list.
No, this list is terrible. Because if you're gonna go terracotta, you got to go with the big unit of chariots.
What do you really think, Joe?
I'm just telling you what I really think. You go terracotta to give that big chariot unit a 5-up regen. And he didn't take that.
Yeah, so
he made all of his crap more expensive for no reason.
So wait a minute, he doesn't have the Sacred Hourglass either.
No.
Oh, that's a...
He's got lightning vambrances.
Yeah, so he has Arc of Ages, so his Evo spells have a longer range, but he has the Casket, so he has the bounce spell there. It's not bad, but it's way worse than you can build. It's way off what you'll see in every other list.
Listen, you can
The
basically
commander
sit on the -1. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Ryan. I'm sorry. The -1 toughness from evocation, because that's what he's trying to do is line up the double catapult and all the archer shots with -1 toughness.
Right.
So you
I mean,
sit on that spell.
Reroll the hit on the catapults, which is good, but the commander is going to be on foot the skeleton unit. I think that's a waste.
And there's no... Phil points out there's no cheap architect in this either.
Yeah,
Nope.
just to give a freaking battle sphinx a 5 of regen, and
and that's the whole thing with Terracotta is every unit then becomes a construct. Plus, with the Shopti archers, you now can't raise, whatever it is, D3.
or they can't
back.
raise. They get 2 wounds back on Shopti. Everything's down to 1. So
Well,
even your Necropolis
the
guard,
whole army is constructs if it's Terracotta, right?
right? Yep.
So you can put it anywhere you want.
Yeah, but it's everything goes to raise 1.
So like usually the cool part of like the argument for Necropolis guard is, holy crap, if I get a spell off on them, I think I heal 4, 7, something like skeletons at 7. But Necropolis guard's 4, they're now down to 1. So they're healing no better than anything else in the list.
I think you could make the argument with Terracotta to try Necropolis Guard because they go to T5. That's really good. And they're poison lethal strike. But, the problem is just you don't have the architect to combo with them, and you only took 15 of them.
Right. You need the architect in a Terracotta army. You also need in core, you get that big unit of chariots. You chalk that pharaoh in there since you're paying for him anyway. And you've then got, 30 tough 5 wounds with a 4-up armor save that score.
At least one architect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that he's trying the Terracotta, but there are better ways to do it, and I think he missed a lot of the synergies that come from Terracotta.
All right. Next, I've proven this list is no good, but you guys can talk about it if you want.
Yes, you embarrassed this list. And he's listening. Phil got embarrassed about this list.
I'm not going to let that go either.
No, never.
2 architect, wizard crown. He does have the sacred hourglass, the soul conduit. The 2 entombed skeleton units I like.
I do too. It gives them a lot more reach on scoring, and in events like breakthrough or not secure, they can become emergency chaff or emergency bunkers.
I've still never actually seen him use it as an emergency bunker. He keeps talking about that, but I've never actually seen it happen.
The entombed units.
Yeah. But they're good chaff. They can be chaff, they can be scoring. I like them in core. The only problem here is he doesn't have the big chariot unit in core, and that's because he's getting his chaff and his scoring from that. Mm-hmm. But he has double or 2x6 cataphracts, 2x3 reapers. He's built to just turn those units into blenders that never die. And his magic setup is, I think, as good as you can make this magic setup.
Yeah.
My only thing was I would have. Oh no, he took it. Yeah, he took Crown of the Wizard King to make sure you have 24-inch stiv. Mm-hmm. I can also see he and I have talked about this quite a bit. Making that evocation guy a second master. I know Amit and Tom Uden in the UK run that successfully with the double master build.
Oh, they do it without the hourglass, correct?
They drop the hourglass. So you're kind of focusing more instead of like volume on quality spells that you want to have go off.
Yep. All right.
I think it's a good list, and I think Phil has to be one of the favorites to win Best in Race from Tomb Kings. Mm-hmm. Unless he plays Gene, and then he's going to get a 0.
All right. Jennifer.
You guys keep going. I'll be right back.
What's this guy got? A pharaoh with a death mask on a chariot. 2 hierarchs, master of cosmology, talisman of shielding, no hourglass.
What is? Do you know Scourge of Kings off the top of your head? I don't remember that item.
I don't. Let me look it up real quick. I've got the Undying Dynasties. That's a special item. Scourge of Kings. It's a hand or paired weapon enchantment. Wielder's attack value is set to 6. And you get to re-roll failed to wounds in a duel.
That seems like a way better item to put on like an architect or a nomarch than
Which
a
only has
pharaoh.
a few attacks, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that because they come with 4 attacks anyway, so you're paying a bunch of points. Well, I guess it's 35 points to get 2 more attacks. It's not awful.
Well, if you've already got paired, it's set to 6, so it doesn't matter. Okay, never mind.
It's fine. I'm not going to bitch too much about it. It's more effective. It's more cost effective. Also, why don't you see that on? Why don't people take that on like nomarchs and architects and stuff?
The pharaoh.
The Scourge of Kings, because an architect's strength 4.
An architect is strength 4, but a pharaoh is strength 5, I believe.
Yeah, but for 35 points, you could make your architect instead of 1 attack, 6 attacks.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not anything about this.
That guy's going to have 6 strength 5 attacks, re-rolling in challenge, re-rolling wound in challenges. That's not bad.
Yeah.
And 6 strength 5 will do a number on troops.
Yeah, it's not bad. If he had 35 points left over and he couldn't get to the Godslayer item, it's fine.
Or the hourglass.
He doesn't have the hourglass.
Anyway, 25 Necropolis guards, halberds, and shields.
I think I might have liked to see this Master Div Apprentice Cosmo, just because the higher level Cosmo spells are the ones that are most disappointing. But it's I don't know, it's fine.
Okay.
It gives them the truth of time and the wound every model in the unit.
Shopti with halberds. That's a small unit though. Chariots. Okay. I don't love this army.
It's the problem with running the slightly smaller units, like the Legion Chariots and the 4 Shopti, is that they can die before you get a chance to grow them back. Because if you charge and then 2 rounds of combat later, they can be dead before you get a chance to regrow. When you take the bigger units, the 8s or the 6s, it's more likely you're going to have something still around
to raise.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad to have the 4 Shopti to deal with the kind of medium threats. Oh, it's okay.
All right. Next we have, I think this is Mark Detler.
Yeah.
He usually plays demons, doesn't he? Yeah, or elves. Pharaoh, General, Godslayer.
See, there's the Godslayer.
That's the
it does plus 1 attack,
wound 2 against ward saves.
Yep.
If you have any Aegis save, it's multi-wound 2 against you.
And that's, I believe that is any Aegis save. So if you have a Dragonbane gem, he gets it against you.
Note that the latter applies against models with conditional saves. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's one where the Dragonbane gem, you're like, ah.
Exactly. Great. Thanks.
Yeah. Not a bad choice at all, considering all the demons running around too.
Right. Most with saves. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this. Jackals Blessing. What is that?
It's 100 points. Gain 2 health points and 5 up fortitude.
So he's 5/4. Oh, but he's on foot, isn't he?
Chariot.
Oh, chariot. Okay, so he's going to be what, a 2-up or a 1-up?
Wait a minute though. How does that work on a chariot? It bumps him up to 5 wounds. So
it gives him 1 wound. No, +2 health points, so it'll make him 6.
the wearer gains it. How does that work with the chariot?
I think it's going to make him 6.
Is it? Okay. Depends on what order you apply it in, I guess.
Yeah, so he'll be 5 up, 4 up, 3 up armor in combat, 2 up against shooting, I think.
Okay.
So he'll be a 3 up, 5 up, but he has 6 wounds, and it's not a bad character at all.
5 attacks.
4 attacks.
+1.
5 attacks. That's serious +1, yeah.
All right. So an adept with the book and a master of divination with the hourglass.
I like that build. The book on the Evo, yeah. That's a good combo. Now the only problem is he's 20. Oh no, he has the Crown of the Wizard King. He's 24-inch div. Yeah, that's a good magic build.
Yep. An architect. Legion chariots, archers, skeletons, cataphract, shop tea.
And I like putting the stalker standard on those Legion chariots, because that's where your Pharaoh is going to go, and that's such a wide unit. You end up hitting terrain all the time.
Oh, I'm back.
And it protects you from break the spirit.
Yeah.
I like the sand scorpion. I don't like shop tea archers, but
really, you don't like shop the archers?
They're fine.
They're okay. Like
Ryan comes blazing to their defense with they're fine.
I mean, with evocation and div, you can easily get reroll to hit. So I played a guy at ETC that had a div. I think it was div adept, evo adept, and his magic phase was just half my dice reroll to hit, half my dice reroll. All right, it was reroll to hit, -1 toughness, and like he just split his dice into 3, and he's probably going to get 2 of the 3 off.
Well, remember that the ancestral aid from evocation no longer impacts shooting shots.
Oh, does it?
Nope.
So anyway, and 2 catapults. I do love their catapults.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good strong list.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not sold on the archers, but I'd much rather have fighty shopty. But
he has 3 pretty beefy units. He has a decent amount of fighting. He has a good magic phase. He has 2 chaff.
Skeletal scouts and the sand scorpion and the architect later.
Yeah, I think that's a solid UD. Yeah, he'll do good with that.
Gelnhausen. Architect is his general with the Talisman of the Void. Death Master of Cosmology, Soul Conduit, Sacred Hourglass. Cosmology, though. And a casket. Cosmology?
It's a little odd.
Fine when supported by another lore, but it's not.
Using the same defense Ryan tried.
Well, no, because if you could I actually could see a Master Cosmo and a Master Evocation, like kind of build where you've got rerolls to wound, +1 strength.
It does give him another way to get wounds back on that Battle Sphinx, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, why I can see it with another support wizard, but
I do like the double Battle Sphinx. There's some things that it just plays havoc with, but it's funny that the best thing against the Battle Sphinx is like the Elven units with paired weapons, like that just put out 1 million attacks because you're just fishing for 6s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your orcs and stuff. I still think they're good. Those Battle Sphinxes are very good in the right match.
What is the Legion standard again?
Oh, this is. I don't know if he misread it and thought it was +1 combat res, but it doesn't make any sense on these shop.
Didn't it let you add 1 more rank to your combat res?
Yeah, so he could count 4 ranks instead of 3 ranks, but the Shopti will never have 4 ranks.
They'll never have more than 2 ranks.
I mean, if he went
the front, 1 extra.
Yeah, so
That's a mistake.
yeah, he did 25 points wasted, but yeah, because it literally will never do anything.
Right.
Anything else would have been better.
And the unit of skeletons entombed. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. He has 4. I mean, he has some decent hitting power because he has the 2 Legion Chariots, the 8 Shopti, the 3 Tomb Reef blows, the double Battle Sphinx. And I like the Battle Sphinx because it contracts the width of the line, which Tomb Kings have very big footprint units. So it lets you put some hard hitters in that big footprint. But yeah, the Legion standard on the Shopti, I don't get. The Cosmo, I don't really get.
I don't like his 10 Archer bunker on turn 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 10 guys, 1 catapult shot, and now you're picking off characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dangerous choice.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you can hide them behind the shop tees or something, but yeah, that's a big risk.
Yeah, the problem is if you're hiding them behind, the Tomb Reaper or the Shopties, they're not seeing anything.
Yeah, who cares if
Now
they shoot
there's the Cosmo with the Ice and Fire.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, not sold on that one. Architect, Crown of the Wizard King, Master of Divination, there you go, Master of Divination, Master of Evocation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but why would you take an Arc?
And double Binding Scrolls.
That's cool, but why would you take an Arc?
Also, if you're going to take the Arc, why not put it on the Div guy because he's the one that needs the range?
Yep, that would make his Div, what, 27 if you
Plus
put it on the Arc? Yeah. There's I could see the intent there, but that's just not, the Arc's not a good idea.
So fight-wise, he's got 8 Chariots, 2 units of 7 Shopties. It's a little light.
Yeah, he's put a lot of points in characters because he's also got the no mark for the Chariot, the big Chariot unit.
Yeah, he's got.
But yeah,
the Arc affects all characters in the same unit, all casters in the same unit.
So they all get the extra range. No, so that's better.
I just don't like the Arc in general. I just don't think it's that good.
What was?
That was from an expert, by the way.
I'm a little disappointed he didn't take Sun's Embrace on the no mark, which gives the unit distracting. I guess all of his points are elsewhere, but I would have liked to see that instead of Talisman of the Void.
Sun's Embrace gives just the character distracting.
Yeah, but
the Death Mask affects the whole unit.
Yeah, but you can take both of them, I believe. You just have to drop Alchemist.
Right, but then your no mark's super easy just to kill.
But then he's distracting, weapon skill, whatever. I don't know. I've played the distracting guy, and he's a pain to get rid of.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for those guys.
I'm surprised at how many UD there are because I haven't seen this many at a tournament before. I'm surprised in the variety of the list because I really think UD is one of those lists that has a clearly better build. Archetype build. I mean, there are a couple things you can that are interchangeable, but there is a UD build.
Well, I'm seeing this a lot right there. I mean, some variation of this 3.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, not a master. I guess I'm seeing
Phil's list would be the best example.
Yeah, exactly.
Phil or Dettlers, yeah.
What did I not like about Dettlers?
You did not like the. He's a little light on fighty stuff.
He's only got Oh, you didn't like the archers.
I don't like the archers. Thank you.
No, that wasn't the one you didn't like it because he has 20 archers and 10 archers.
No, I don't like the 7 Shopti archers.
Oh, you don't like the Shopti, yeah.
I think Detler's actually got a nice list there, though. That's some very serious shooting. With Whispers with +2 to cast is a nice threat.
Yeah. I think if you're not going to pick Phil, I think Detler is probably the next best.
Based on past performance, I can't pick Phil.
I'll go with Phil. I got. This is going to be Phil's first GT win is going to be Buckeye right
By
here.
past performance, I'm talking about yesterday.
Yeah, I'll take.
I'm gonna go Mr. Blake as well.
All right.
You know, I gotta support the guy. He's in your club too.
He is.
That's why Gene can't pick him.
He's actually really good with that army. All right. Vampire counts. Amburn. General with an adept of witchcraft. Master of evocation with a necromancer. That's it. 2 characters. That guy's 1,000 points on the Court of Damned. Oof.
Yeah.
32 ghouls, 28 zombies, 23 skeletons, baronites, blah, 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 2 shrieking horrors, 10 wraiths. Wraiths, ward save is what now?
3 up, 5 up.
3 up to non-magical, 5 up to magical.
So 3/5, okay.
I think I would have liked to see double Wraith if he was going the court on the witchcraft build. That court is super expensive, and I mean, it's a beefy unit that is hard to kill, but it's also going to be sitting in move 4 skeletons, or ghouls, but it's a move 4 unit, and just don't fight it.
Just don't fight it.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the witchcraft. I don't personally like shrieking horrors, but if you're gonna take them, I think witchcraft's a nice call for Ravenswing to give them that extra reach.
I also don't hate shrieking horrors. Now the div heavy meta hurts them, but the canon light meta helps them. So I guess if you're hoping that you can get the -2 to cast on, Twisted Effigy, and if they stop that, then you're sniping at their wizards with evocation. Maybe that helps you limit the magic so you can help against divination. I think they're going to be the shrieking horrors, though. There are going to be some matches where they're phenomenal, and there'll be some matches where they just get taken down real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is a list that doesn't want to see a lot of shooting up against it because the race and the shrieking horrors can be taken out real quick.
Right.
I agree.
Let's bump this guy down a bit so we get it all on one screen. Colander. Binding.
I think it actually might supposed to be calendar. I think I may have typed that wrong.
Okay.
I'll double check, but
so this list is the Dragonhood list. He's the Greater Monstrous Revenant's a cool pick. I don't think it's necessarily a good pick. 2 units of 5 Vamp Knights of Blood Ties are very beefy. The coach is a solid pick. I don't like the Ghasts here. I don't think they add much to the list.
Unless he locks something down with them.
Yeah, I think there's you could use just a little bit more staying power somewhere because you're so aggro with those Vamp Knights, right? Like they're really good when they charge, but I'd maybe take some race, some Spectral Hunters.
Is this the unfortunate gentleman who drew Chris Mintz in the first round?
It's a vampire versus vampire in the first round.
Star.
Oh, never mind. It's Star. Yeah, sorry. It's not this one.
I like the Vampire Knights a lot. They're really good. That's going to hurt something.
If they
charge. But he's got units of Bat Swarms. They're not that fast, though, are they?
No. They're going to have
team.
I think they're fly 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's kind of rough. Okay.
I do like, the only thing with the coach, I don't know if he's thinking the Lord goes into one unit the coach hangs around with the skeletons and zombies to let them march, because the Vampire Knights don't need the coach to march.
Correct.
I think he'll do fine. He doesn't want to see multi-wound stuff across the board. And then that Monstrous Revenant is risky. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the Vamp won't go with the Vamp Knights because he's a Monstrous Revenant.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Fought.
a lot of evocation here. It has to be the most popular lore by far.
Master of Occultism, Master of Evocation, and an Adept of Alchemy with the magical heirloom. Ooh,
It's a lot of
8,
spells.
10, 11 spells. Oh,
Man.
Yeah, I played Dave, I think, with the same list at Corner Hammer. He has a lot of spells.
that is a lot to choose from.
But he puts those both characters in the Barrow Knights, which means if the Barrow Knights go off the board, so does, 7 magical spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and his Vamp count could be picked out with on the Monstrous Revenant there.
Yeah, although Eternity Gem helps a lot to keep that guy survivable. But it's 1,200 points if he goes down. Yeah, it's a solid list.
That's okay.
Dave
5
played
Knights,
it well.
4 Winged Reapers with paired weapons. Okay. Jennings Dragons, Skeletal Steed, Courtier, Skeletal Steed, Bat Swarms, Direwolves, Ghouls, Zombies.
Oh, this was. I think this list also suffered from a list building error, or not error, but he only has 3 spells, one of which is a bound spell.
This must be extended coach on this one too, then.
Oh, yeah. It might be, yeah.
Just based on the price. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, he has 2 apprentices, one of which will get the bounce spell the general gets. You may get one a rise off a round, but if your opponent really wants to stop it, yeah.
Yeah, you need spells with vampires. You can't go light magic. The army just relies on it way too much.
Yeah, that's the thing I dislike most about this list is even if they were both adepts, I could see it, because then you have at least 5 spells,
2 channels, and
the ward save or the breath weapon spell. Like it at least gives your opponent some choice. But yeah, I wonder where he's planning on putting these vampire characters. Are they going to go in the Barrow Knights, or are they going to go in the Vamp Knights?
I bet they go in the Barrow Knights with Banner of Speed.
It's a fast list. It's going to come at you, and I think there'll be some games he just runs over people. It's going to suffer from the problem night buses always do, is that they win big or they lose big.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brings us to McGee. Adept Occultism.
Nosferatu.
Oh, don't see a lot of Nosferatu. Ooh, it's Nosferatu on a zombie dragon. Let's go.
Why did he take Nosferatu? What does it give you? The basic Nosferatu? I don't know vampires well enough.
Plus to cast, right?
Here, I got it. Nosferatu, blood type race, -1 attack, -2 offensive skill, no heavy armor or shield, but that doesn't matter. So he gets Gates of the Netherworld. He can raise skeletons above their starting size, and he always knows the hereditary.
Always know the hereditary.
That's okay. Right.
Yeah, so he gets an extra spell. He gets, the weapon skill hurts a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, that's not terrible, because he's counting on his dragon hurting you instead of him.
And with 2 Nosferatu adepts, that's 6 spells plus the one the general gets, so he has 7 spells right there.
Right.
And the not wearing heavy armor doesn't matter nearly as much on the zombie dragon because you're gonna have a 3-up anyway.
And this
he's
guy's
got necromantic staff there too.
And putting supernatural dexterity on the lance basically cancels out the weapon skill drop.
right. And the Knight's Crown on the other guy means you don't get the strength modifiers against you. And you can never be wound on better than a 4-up.
And with Destiny's Call, you can't have a better armor save anyway. So honestly, he's thought about the Nosferatu and he's mitigated it with his builds.
Yep.
So I like that. It shows he's thinking.
Barrow Knight, Spectral Hunters. Don't see a lot of Spectral Hunters anymore.
Not bad.
I'm not saying they're good or
Does have
bad.
the Phantom Hosts, which I love.
The Phantom Hosts have the 2-up, right?
Yeah, they sure do.
Oh, he has a lot of the ethereal stuff. He has 3 ethereal units
Wraiths, Phantom Hosts.
and spectral hunters.
All right. That's actually not bad. It's a fairly good list. I kind of like it. Chris Mintz.
Would you like to do the honors captain?
Yeah, so he's been running variations of this list. Actually, a lot of people may not have seen it because he took it to Masters, but he hosted Battle Cry, and I don't think he's been to another big one. So he has a vampire count master occultism with arcane knowledge, so he gets an extra 6 inches of spell, which fixes the big problem that occultism has. He has Blessed Inscriptions, Destiny Call, Knight's Crown. So he's a solid fighter. He can't kill the world, but he can kill a lot of stuff. He's on foot. You get a Necromancer with Evocation, who has a Necromantic Staff and a Binding Scroll. So right now he's sitting on 10 spells right there between the 2 of them. So his magic phases are absolutely nuts. He has the Barrow King BSB, which he has lovingly named Nav after the winner of the English Masters, or the UK Masters, I should say. But BSB, Heavy Armor Shield, Hero's Heart, Basalt Infusion, Dust Forged. So he's a 1-up rerollable. He gets a 3-up ward versus anything with Flaming. And he's 4 strength, or what? Yeah, 4 strength, 5 attacks, and 4 T5 wounds. With multi-wound too. It's pretty good. He has 2 Skelly units, a zombie unit, a Dark Coach, and then 2 units of Vamp Spawn and some gas and some Great Bats. It's a good list. It's a very good list.
Yeah.
My only complaint with this, he's only got the 3 scoring units.
Yeah,
but it is what it is, right? He gets a lot of toys to.
Yeah, and we've worked
around that.
We've worked at it to try to. There are some ways he can put a 4th scoring unit in, but we kind of wanted to see how he does with 3.
Mm-hmm.
See if it's needed.
Yeah.
All right. Next time, Minor. Witchcraft, True Thirst. Wow, this guy's head up, don't they?
Yeah.
900 points.
Yeah, I mean, Chris's guy is in the 800s too, I think, 860. So this guy's only a little bit more. So he's going to be regrowing probably Barrow Guard.
You see 900 points, the first thing I look for is where's the dragon under him?
Yeah.
Destiny's Call, Bat Swarms, 80 zombies?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I also, the Bat Swarms are 7 and 6, which those guys are not easy to get through because they drop your offensive skill and they're distracting.
80 zombies.
Yeah, 80 zombies.
40 Barrow Guard and 80 zombies. Wow.
2 big units pushing forward. Let's go.
There's
And he's got five Phantom Hosts at the bottom. Let's go.
This guy. Who is he?
The whole army seems to be about just pinning you in place while the barrow guard eats unit after unit.
Wow.
So, which means that I hope he grows those zombies up to 160.
Wow.
I think one of the issues with this list is I believe, and I'd have to measure it out, but in a 12-inch deployment, I am not sure that 80 zombies fits on the table if they go 5 by.
No, you can't go. You can't go 5 by whatever that would be.
Oh no, it'd be more than 8. That'd be 16.
14. 5 by 14.
14.
That's crazy. No, that's only 70. 5 by 16.
Yeah.
You got a 12-inch deployment, 16. That's real close. Anyway.
I think so. He'll probably be deploying Horde.
There's 2 scoring units in that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he can park that 80 zombies in the center marker. 160 zombies.
I'm holding the center. Here we go.
I'm holding the center forever. And I got a BSB, so I'll always be steadfast, which, I mean, I always, what's that do for you? For crumbling?
-1 to your crumble.
-1 or 1 per rank?
I think it's 1 per rank bonus.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
so
fun.
he steadfast drops his crumble to 12, and then the BSB makes him crumble to 9.
Okay, look, I'm not picking this guy to win the best vampire, but it's my favorite vampire list. Because that's crazy. I want to see 160 zombie models in case.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Star.
Star is the one who drew Mintz.
Oh, really? Okay.
Unfortunate.
Thirst.
Yeah, big unit of Barrow Guard, 2 Vamp Knights of Arcalac kind of running around. Only 2 score. No, sorry, Vamp Knights score 4 scoring units. That's much better. And then he's got 2 really tough characters.
Big unit skeletons.
The problem is he took occultism, but he didn't take arcane knowledge.
Yep.
Which means that it's a lot harder to kind of reach out and touch you with some of those spells. I do like that I was trying to figure out at first when I wrote the list up why he put champions in 3 units of direwolves, and I'm sure it's because of the breath weapon, and he can also give him a 5-up ward.
It's actually not even for breath weapon. It's you can do the charge challenge solo characters with those direwolves. It's a nice little cheeky build.
Yeah, but 3 of them you don't usually see 3 units with champions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's.
But I mean, how close to core is he then?
I
that's
don't.
900. He's like 900. So, I mean,
yeah, but he's an
right up to
unaligned, so he's probably right at main core.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't a terrible choice, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because what else you're going to do if you're taking a skelly unit that big?
Add 1 or 2 more skeletons.
Yeah. So okay.
All right. Anyway, yeah, another one with 4 scoring. Okay.
What is the general is? Oh, he has True Thirst, so he's strength 6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's got the BSB on the court.
Barrow Guard back. Oh yeah, the BSB's on the court. There you go. And he's probably going in the skeletons, and the Lord probably goes in the Barrow Guard, I'd guess.
Probably.
And he could pile them all in the same unit, but it's basically 2 big units and then some stuff around it. But if you kill the Vamp Knights and you kill the Varkalac and the Direwolves, I mean, that's easily over 1,000. That's 1,200 points.
Right.
1,500 points. So you get that an objective, you're at a 16.
And these 2 units are slow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Waganek. Vampire count.
Oh, the Ghoul Lord. Yeah, the Strigoi build.
I like the Ghoul Lord.
I do too. So he makes those gas super hitty. It also gives them scoring as long as he's alive. The Bestial Bulk one, the Adept. I guess they're both Adepts. And then he's also got the Ghoul Lord to give them, what's that, parry? 40 Ghouls parry. An Altar and a Death to back him up, then 2 Varkalacs to kind of work flanks. I mean, Is it like the greatest vampire build out there? No, but I think it's very effective.
I think I would have liked to see the skeletons become some chaff. Spend that point on dogs and bats and stuff like that.
Because he doesn't have chaff, does he?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting list. The ghouls, I'm a little sad they don't vanguard, but they'll still, they'll blend stuff. Yeah, especially if they get +1 strength or battle focus or some of the fun spells
from shamanism. Yeah.
According to somebody, Ghoul Lord makes the ghouls poison, not 5-up. On a 5-up, not parry.
Oh, okay.
So they're poisoning on a 5-up. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and they're rerolling to hit too if they fight more than one round of combat. So, I mean, those ghouls are no joke with that Vampire Lord in there. Neither are the gas. I mean, the gas are, a bear to fight anyway, and then you add a Vampire Adept in there with, what weapon does he have? Does he just have a hand weapon?
That's what it looks like.
Huh. I mean, he's still strength 5, but yeah, I would have liked to see a great weapon or something on him. But yeah, I mean, it's 2 really beefy units. But it's the problem that some of the other vamp lists have seen is it's 2 relatively scary units and then not a lot else. So you can kind of isolate them and destroy them one at a time, or just never fight them.
Yep. All right. Whelan, Count Von Karstein, Revenant, Unbreakable Will. I don't know what this item does, but I love the name.
I gotcha.
Hour of the Wolf, Bat Swarms, Dire Wolves. Why are all these bat swarms instead of giant bats?
Because they're core.
Oh, got it. Okay, there's the great bats anyway.
Extended chassis coach, 2 Baronites, 19 Barrow Guard. I don't think that's enough.
19's fairly small.
So Unbreakable Will, he can pick a unit that is in combat, in the same combat as him, and make them stubborn.
Okay. Hey, Karstein, it's a True Thirst, Hour of the Wolf. Okay.
She's probably going in the Skellies to make them crumble less. Be my guess, but then somebody needs to go in those Blackguard to make them stubborn. Which Hour of the Wolf gives them Swift Stride. Except, why does he have Hour of the Wolf on the Monstrous Revenant guy?
Who already has Swift Stride?
I think so.
Monstrous Revenant should.
Hour of the Wolf, Swift Stride, and they can awaken bats, great bats, and zombies. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of a waste there because you already have Swift Stride. Man, yeah, another 1,000-point Monstrous Revenant.
Yeah.
This would have been a great tournament to bring some cannons to. Props to that one dwarf player who brought double cannons.
And Joel Flint with 1.5.
1.5. All right. I can't go against Chris Mintz.
Yeah,
I think we're unanimous there too.
Is that a unanimous call?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Updated that, and we move on to the dreaded Vermin Swarm.
Oh, good.
Guy Cheney.
Who's playing Jake Murphy's Empire round 1.
Is he? Okay. Vermin Demon, standard guy on a pendulum. Oh, what's he missing?
No, it's 725. That's standard.
He's missing a piece of armor.
Light armor.
He's a 3-up, right?
Nope, that's 2-up. Future protection.
Okay.
He's fine. That's the standard build.
All right. BSB Verminous Valor, so he stands behind with a great weapon, just reaches over the top and pops you once with a great weapon. Plague Brotherhood. Vermin Guard, it's the Vermin Hulks. He got the Vermin Hulks. Yeah. 2 catapults.
2 catapults, 2 Plague Disciples. I'm surprised he went Vermin Hulks, just because I don't think they really serve a full purpose in this list. But
Vermin Hulks.
yeah,
They score.
they do score.
That gives him 6 scoring.
I think that's excessive. I think 5's kind of like 4 and 5 are like that sweet spot.
Okay.
He's only got 2 real chaff pieces. So I would have swapped those Vermin Hulks for like a gun and some more chaff, but that's just me.
He doesn't have rats this time, does he?
Mm-mm.
Okay. That's odd. Does that work? Is that right, Ryan?
What's that? Say it one more time.
Guy doesn't have any rats. He almost always plays with rats.
Rat swarms?
Yeah, or no, rat swarms or just giant rats.
Oh, let me double check.
Okay.
Guy Cheney.
Finlayson. Who is this guy?
No, that's his light right list. That's 4499 for a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, there are no rats.
All right. So Joe, what do you got? Vermin.
I have a Vermin Demon. I did not take the standard Pendulum build. I gave him a Basalt Infusion in the Book of Arcane Power instead.
Okay.
And still put him on a Pendulum. And then I got a BSB with a Void Talisman, so I have 3 channels. I have 22 Plague Brotherhood with the banner Speed, because I like that extra pip of movement. I have the 20 Vermin Guard with the Lightning Rod, and then 3 units of 10 Foot Pads. I think I like Guy's Core actually a little bit better than mine. Because he dropped the Foot Pad unit and moved some points around to get the a second unit of Plague Brotherhood. But
I do like the giant rats, though.
Yeah, then I got 2 units of 10 Giant Rats. 2 units of 10 Plague Disciples.
With champs?
With champions, yeah. So I can move some occultism stuff around.
Oh, okay.
And then, the standard stuff. Double catapult, double dreadmill.
When you go to Army Builder and type in Vermin Swarm and start a Vermin Swarm, does it automatically put that in?
Yeah, and I can't delete it. It's really weird.
You know what's funny is when I was making the Vermin Swarm list, I actually selected Joe's list and copied and pasted in for everyone and then just altered around that.
Also, though, my foot pads it's not on Ryan's transcription, but those guys do have musicians.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So they're 140. Don't want any questions about that.
Yeah, good list. It's a Vermin Swarm list.
It's been doing well.
There's not a lot of difference between these two.
No, I think most of the Vermin Swarm lists I kind of scan them, but they're all kind of the same.
Joe, now Joe's won the last 2 GTs he's been at with pretty close to this list.
Pretty similar, yes.
All right. So let's see a different list. Graham has a different list.
Yeah, he's got the Bell. He's got an Assassin, which I think is a waste of points. He's got a BSV with Death Cheater. Again, I think that's a waste of points when you can just give him a stick that makes him stand behind. The 2 units of 32 Vermin Guard's kind of cool. The Rat at Arms is cool, but you got 2 Meat Grinders, and Meat Grinders only go in Rat at Arms.
Can't they go in Vermin? No, they can't go in Vermin Guard.
Nope. So that's why I'm not a big fan of the double Vermin Guard unit, especially if you don't take the Lightning Rod.
Well, plus, where's the Doom Belt going? Because I would have assumed it's in the Rat at Arms, but if
it's probably going to go in the Vermin Guard.
Yeah, which I don't love as much because then you're only getting 4 Vermin Guard to fight.
Right.
Yeah. And then you got 8 Vermin Hulks, 2 Naphtha launchers, which are okay. I think Globe launchers are just better because they're 25 points cheaper and they have volley fire.
With all
1
the ogres,
Dreadmill and 1 Catapult.
Yeah, the 1 Dreadmill, those are so good for 305.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, this is my favorite list because he only has 1 Dreadmill and 1 Catapult.
He is the most different list. And it could be like, I mean, Hugo won US Masters with a very combat oriented Verminstorm list. So can't poo poo, the run at you with units, but I don't know that this does what Hugo's list did.
No pendulum, no demon.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
One Dreadmill. He's handicapping himself to the delight of the rest of the field.
Okay.
All right.
So, Graham, if you win this, we take our hats off to you because you did it with one hand tied behind your back.
We'll buy you a round.
At the next tournament, because we're not sticking around after the tournament to buy you around.
No.
Chris Hines, Magister.
Another slightly different list.
So he's running the Twin Towers. This is like something Jeremy Schweitzer was having a lot of success with last fall.
No, he's not. Is he?
No.
He doesn't have the second tower.
Do you see Plague Pendulum? Oh, that guy doesn't have a Doom Bell. Okay, that's why it's so cheap. So never mind about the Doom Bell, but still.
BSB has to be in the front rank where he can get killed.
Yeah, he's got a lot of units. He's got 10 footpads, 20 Plague Brotherhood to push the pendulum, 25 Ratted Arm. What's that?
All you have to do is go kill that guy, and he's in trouble.
That's right. 25 Ratted Arms is a bunker, 2 decent-sized slave units, 2 Plague Disciples, 2 Giant Rats, 2 Treadmills, 2 Giselles, and 2 Catapults.
You know what?
A lot of shooting.
One of the things that makes me really nervous about this list is with the sheer amount of evocation we have seen.
Yeah, just
that
Magister
has no save of any kind and 3 wounds.
I also don't like the Magister with Giselles. If you're gonna run Giselles, I think you need a Vermin Demon.
Well, he has a Crown of Autocracy, so he's 9.
No, he's saying he's gonna be out of the bubble.
The Giselles aren't. You use your own rank bonus, don't you?
Yeah.
I played this armor. Yeah, so Giselles don't have a rank bonus.
But he's leadership 9, so it's the same as
he's not 9.
He's not 9. He's a 6. Crown makes him a 7.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. You use your own rank bonus.
Use your own rank bonus. Giselles don't have ranks.
Just the rank bonus.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it's a 12-inch bubble instead of an 18.
18-inch bubble, so it's gonna be hard to keep all that around your bunker of 25 Ratted Arms. Like, I don't think you have to take a Vermin Demon, but I think once you decide, like, your first choice when you're making a Vermin Swarm list is, okay, I'm taking a Vermin Demon. Okay, that opens up X, Y, Z. Okay, I'm not taking a Vermin Demon. Well, that gives me other options. And when you decide not to take the Vermin Demon, taking things like Giselles and Plague Disciples, I think are opening you up to not having a lot of success. Just because you're not going to have the leadership coverage that you're going to need to support those small units that can panic.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially in a list that is playing very MSU.
Right. And not that Disciples can panic, but they're very susceptible to Frenzy because they're only leadership 5 on, maximized.
Okay.
So they're very easy to pull out in a way and kill them if you don't have that Vermin Demon to kind of keep them in place.
The Magister's base leadership is what?
6.
So they'll be 7s. Okay.
So they'll be 7s.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sold on that. All right. Next.
Max Lepora.
Vermin Demon. Plague Pendulum. Chief standing behind.
Void Thousands to channels through. I use that at Battlecry. That's my character setup from Battlecry, which I think is very, very strong.
It's one of the regular vermin lists.
It's a cookie cutter list, kind of.
He has a Naphtha Thrower, which is kind of the variation. It's his twist.
Right.
It looks like he has 9 Plague Disciples, though, for 187 with no champion.
99.
You're correcting the list?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 Vermin Hulks. I think they're okay. I think Vermin Hulks really don't get good until you take a Doom Bell.
He had enough scoring.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then see above for my thoughts on an Naphtha Thrower compared to a Globe Launcher. But
all right, Schweitzer.
Oh, Herr Schweitzer.
Here's the best list.
Do you think so?
Read it.
Yes, it's the best list.
The Doomblade.
He's got a Vermin Demon, a
He's got a
Doomblade,
Doomblade.
and a Pendulum.
He's got a Doomblade.
Mm-hmm. And then he's got a medium-sized unit of Plague Brotherhood, a min-sized unit of Plague Brotherhood, 28 Vermin Guard, some foot pads, some giant rats, some vermin hulks, 2 units of 12 Plague Disciples, 2 dreadnoughts, and 2 catapults.
Wow. All right.
He is my pick to win the tournament. Or not the tournament, best in race.
What is the where's the guy in the Doomblade go?
Probably in the Pendulum
Vermin Guard.
The Vermin Guard
Yeah, because then you have 2 beefy, like, hitting units.
or the Pendulum?
Or the Pendulum.
Yeah, I think he might be playing Lepora the first game, which will, it's what they deserve because they both brought Vermin Swarm.
Yeah, they took Filthy's Vermin Swarm.
Yeah, the Doomblade, I hope. I'm waiting to see what the maximum kills it gets in a game. What it takes off.
And that's going to do it. Joe, you've won the last 2. I got to keep going with you.
I'm going with Jeremy Schweitzer.
Yeah, I'm going with Joe as well.
I got a bad first-round matchup.
Who?
Shannon.
I'm playing Shannon. Ogre's a terrible matchup for Vermin Swarm.
That actually is a really bad match for him. Do I want to change?
Based on his first round match.
I mean, that's 20% of his games. I'm gonna.
I'm playing for a 5 against Shannon.
I think you might be playing for more than that if that Rock goes down. But I'm sticking with Joe. I think he's got this. I think he's underselling himself on the Shannon match.
Yeah, he's trying to psych
Trying to
Shannon.
rope it up.
He is.
Or he does do bad against Shannon and then he slingshots his way back up.
That's right.
Some poor sap who loses his first round, pretty bad is going to draw Joe's dick punch Vermin Swarm list.
It's not that dick punchy. I could make it way better if you just let me drop the Pendulum.
All right. Where am I going? It's back here to
Warriors. Alex Smith just did a great review of Warriors. Do we have to do one too?
It's the last one. Yep.
But there's this is the most of the last.
It is a lot.
Yeah, you'll be fine. We're almost done.
Oh.
All right, let's push through them real quick. What do we got? Brenner, Chosen Lords, Dragon Staff, Sorcerer, Warriors of Sloth, Players, no Hellmaw.
Look, I don't know why people upgrade Knights for 5 wounds. They just, for 450 points per unit, you could almost take a second unit of Knights with great weapons, because that's only 260 points.
Yeah,
so many points for 5 wounds.
The Sloth is, you run into an alchemy mage or someone who has good AP, and it's because the other problem is if you move too far with Sloth, you lose the benefit.
Right. If you charge off in no man's land.
Right.
Nope, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
2 Lords of Wrath in the next one.
Okay, I like where his head's at.
You just smash something.
I'm all about this right now.
Barbarian Horseman, Warriors of Wrath, Chosen Chariot, 3 Chosen Knights of Wrath.
Here's one I don't love.
There's 2 Giants.
I do like that. Although Warriors Giants are not as good as Ogre Beast Herd Giants.
I don't like the Hellmaw without a token, at least one.
Yeah, you could drop the Big Brother upgrade and take the token.
Yeah, so a couple of small issues with the list. So the Hellmaw doesn't have a token. The Giants can't go through the Hellmaw. And I don't like the Warriors with paired weapons in Zealot's Banner. I think they'd be a lot more effective with some, because you're paying all these points for multiple attacks per model, and then you don't get the benefit. And the back ranks.
Right.
And so they're not huge units, so it's not like it's, you'll see some later that are like 25 and they do that. 15 isn't awful, but it's a little thing. I mean, maybe if he's going to run them, 7 wide.
Well, remember that pair web is a free upgrade, but
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's fine.
And you don't have to worry about parry. Nothing's more embarrassing than a Warrior of Wrath hitting a Goblin on a 4.
I honestly, I probably would have liked to see, instead of Zealots banners, Flaming banners on those Wrath Warriors, because then the alchemy attribute starts making a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Jeff Durham. Chosen Lord, Master of Evocation, Adept of Occult, with the book. On a Chariot. First guy's on a war
Spike
dice.
shield banner speed. Oh, I love that 24 warriors with spike shields and banner speed is 666. Just it's a great omen. 2x5 Feldrax, paired weapons, banner discipline. 2 chariots, 5 knights with lances.
It's a good list.
I like it. I mean, I helped write it, right? So I just would have liked to have seen alchemy over occultism.
Occultism makes sense on the adept, because with alchemy you need to start, like, to really get your synergies, you need to swap some flame banners in there.
Yeah.
And the spike shield, it doesn't work near. Occultism's nice because the adept takes, the breath weapon, and he takes the he can take pentagram or the word save spell, and they're all dirt cheap casts, especially if he's casting on himself. That breath weapon's a 5 if he casts on himself.
Yep. I mean, the reason why is, like, I agree on the ward save, but Jeff's taking the Dark Prelate instead of Idol at Spite, so he's already got the ward save spell there, and he's also got Spectral Blades. So
Yeah,
I just felt like working in another lore would have helped more. If that makes sense.
But you can take pentagram, because the problem is Jeff's list right now with Evo and the Dark Prelate, you have no way to do any sort of range damage. So the Chariot guy gives you 2 spells that can clear off stuff at range, get the chaff units off the board.
True.
And the Chariot can charge into the enemy army and then drop the
go pentagram.
What is a trophy rack?
It's a banner. Yeah.
It's what?
Makes him a banner.
Oh,
it's a banner, and if you win a combat, you get +1 combat res for the rest of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Win a challenge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that continues.
I think so. Yeah.
It can go up and up and up.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's a solid list. It's kind of 3 battleship list, but I like the addition because he actually changed it from his other one. The 3 chariots and the knight unit at least gives them some flexibility to kind of take on medium and small units.
All right. Francis.
I like the Envy Lord on the War Dais. I assume he goes in the Envy Chosen with the banner speed. That's a nice unit. That's
with the Aether Icon.
Move 6 unit. That Swift Stride rerolling 1s. So it has like a 15-inch charge range.
Does he only have 2 spells?
Dark Prelate and Alchemy and Adept with 4 spells.
Got it.
Plus Rod of Battle 5. But he is not a super powerful magic.
Oh, he's got 6 with the Marauding Giant too.
Oh yeah.
But I do like the Chosen Envy with the Chosen Lord in there. Just, you're giving Envy Spectral Blades, and Hand of Glory is going to be pretty awesome, I think. Like, I could see that unit doing some really cool things. I wish there was a Helmod to kind of support it, but, it's cool.
Oh, and he's got a Giant Apprentice as well.
Yeah, that's the 6 spell.
Thanks for catching up there, old man.
Thanks.
Oh, and the Battle Shrine too for another one. So 7 spells actually.
All right.
And oh no, Wasteland Torch isn't that's not a spell.
Nope.
I'm mixing it up with the banner. That, what is it? Infernal Icon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gottschalk.
Yeah. So Jeremy found some dirty combos.
And what are those?
So he has an Envy Lord with a Trophy Rack, Immortal Gauntlets, Shield Breaker, Dark Prelate, Banner of Speed on a dragon. So that is a move 9 dragon that is rerolling ones. The guy is getting, I think it's 5 attacks. 5 attacks that are strength 5, but he has a spell to let him reroll the wound, and then he's AP 10, and he can make himself divine or flaming.
So no one's going to accept his challenge.
What
you're saying.
Or a lot of champions will accept his challenges. Yeah, that's a fast dragon, and really this list has a lot of speed. So then he has an Exalted Herald and an Evo Adept, so he's going to have 4 to 5 spells, plus actually 6 to 7 spells with the Dark Prelate. So he's got a decent number of spells, and then 18 Warriors, Halberd, Zealots Banner, 2 units of 7 Knights, Banner of Speed. So they're move 9 Knights, and then a Helma with 2 Gateways.
So he can use his Gateway on turn 1.
Yep. So what's going to happen is he's going to drop a Gateway on either of your flanks, and he's going to the Warriors are going to walk through it and be on one of your flanks turn 1 or 2.
Correct. Unless when you deploy, you go first and move on to it.
I mean, you can still deploy within 3 inches.
Yeah, but you can put a. I think even a spider covers it.
Yeah, it blocks the whole area.
Exactly.
But yeah, he has some hard-hitting units, and they're really fast, and they kick out a lot of damage. The problem is just, again, that dragon is 1,100 points if you kill it, and it's just 6 wounds of a 3-up armor save.
Mm-hmm.
And then same with the Knights is, those are 600 point units with 7 wounds.
What's the fortitude on that dragon? 6 or 7?
6.
Okay.
So hard hitting list, but can't really take a lot of damage back if you can get it through.
Gray Williams.
I like this list.
1 character?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is the list that just did really well at Brawler Bash.
Yep. Helma with 2 Gateways. I like that a lot.
So he has 2 Gateway Helma and then 4 units of 6 Envy chosen.
Yeah, and 2 Chimeras as chaff.
Yeah. And so he has 4 chaff. I don't even know if he needs that much chaff with the Helma. But I mean, he has 4 really nasty units and the Warriors of Wrath with great weapons and Zealot. That's also a scary unit. So he's going to make really good use of that Helma, and the Envy chosen will put out a lot of hurt.
Yep.
But he has no range. But yeah, I think it's a solid list.
Yep. I agree. I mean, I like the kind of naked character build there.
The other thing is those little Envy units. I mean, you run them 3 wide and 2 deep, so that there's 6 in a little block, and they don't look that imposing on the board. They don't look like 500 point units.
And they're like, I have 18 strength 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Brings us to Harrison. Doomlord. Trophy Rack, of course. Sorcerer, I don't even. Veilgate, Orb. Battle Shrine. Falling today. Couple Chariots, a Battle Shrine. Oh, he's got 2 Trophy Racks in his army.
And then he has
a couple of Chariots, Giant, just he's got two Battle Shrines. That's
good mix.
That's a weird list. 2 Battle Shrines I don't think is worth the points. I think that's diminishing returns there.
Well, the one on the Sorcerer lets you take Comet.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but
it's pretty ballsy putting a Sorcerer on a Battle Shrine. So that's an 800 point target that, if it goes down, there goes most of your magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. the double battle shrines, I assume one goes in the Greed Warriors and one goes in the Barbarians.
Probably. I like Forsworn, but I'd like to see a bigger unit of them. If you're gonna throw the Doomlord in there, because then they're stubborn with a 3-up, 2-up armor save.
Yeah, giant with a club.
Yep.
Put your giants back in. Germ. Doomlord. Trophy rack. Look at this. Things all over the place. 9 fallen, 6 fallen,
So
6 forsworn. There's your 6 forsworn, Joe.
So that Doomlord puts out what 5, 6, 7 attacks? Is that right?
Yep. He's got a 1-up rerollable.
5.
2-up rerollable.
That'll be flaming or divine. And then evocation to let him reroll the wound.
He's got MR3 in that Forsworn unit with the Aether Icon and Obsidian Rock.
Yeah.
I like Feldrax. I like him with paired weapons more than great weapons, though.
Only one piece of chaff, right?
The Fallen are kind of chaff.
Well, and the Flares are chaff, actually. So yeah, he actually has 4 chaffy units.
Okay.
So it's not bad.
Oh, and he has a Forsaken one. Yeah, that fell off my list. Yeah. It's an okay list.
That's it? That's all you got for Jerem?
Yeah, it's pretty apathetic.
All right. Let's bring us to Maddox. Exalted General. 2 years, 18 warriors with spiked shields. Chosen Agreed. Two battle shrines.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed with all the alchemy spells that there's not a flame banner anywhere.
Just somewhere. Yeah, I don't like the Feldrak Elders either. I don't think they're that good. Like, they look really scary, but they just kind of fold up pretty quick.
The Elders?
Yeah.
The 10 chosen of Greed. So Greed is the one where you get +1 strength. What weapon did they have? Did they not
Their
have
weapon? No, Greed makes them weapon masters.
Oh yeah, that's why it's not mixing Gluttony and Greed up.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, 10 chosen of Greed. The really nice thing about them is they can pick, because they're offensive defensive 6, so they can pick paired weapons and go offensive 7 and hit a lot of things on 2s, or they can go shield, which gives them defensive 7, which then makes a lot of things hit them on 5s.
Yeah, I also like, again, to your point, Ryan, that if they just put a flaming banner on that 10 chosen agreed, it'd be a much better unit, because you can go paired weapons or halberds like all the time.
Yeah.
All right, Alex Schmidt.
Good list.
Idols by Ordias.
And he's one of the 2 that brought Burning Portents, I think. Or maybe 3. I think they're 3.
5 chosen knights of envy, 5 warrior knights, 3 forsworn. I like damnation on the forsworn. Like, they become really heavy chaff. And I think the Helmaw with 1 portal is very point efficient.
Yeah, it means you can start moving through it your second turn.
Right.
And the first one you place in your own deployment, or you force him to move away from one.
Yeah, you can kind of bully an objective that way, where you can drop that portent, like the opening portal, right, like near an objective.
Right.
So, and then you're not really sure which unit he's going to be able to move through when you deploy. So that's why I like the 1. You can kind of get a little more tricksy.
Yeah, and he's got the same thing. He's got 2 pretty beefy units that'll move through that portal. And the Chosen Lord, his Chosen Lord is a good build.
You also watch that Exalted Herald will fly through the portal too.
Yeah, and he can fly through, take, the what's the occultism spell that does
Grave Calls.
Yeah, he'll take Grave Calls, go through the portal, and then just, stand behind you and Grave Calls into your butt.
That's a nice trick.
Yep.
All right. Shaw. Chosen Lord of Pride, General. This is a small list.
Well, it's just 4 big units
Yeah.
and 2 giants that cast. I don't. No chaff, which warriors absolutely live and die in the chaff game, like more so than I think. Maybe Equitane is the only one that suffers more against chaff. So he doesn't even take anything that can clear chaff.
So what does the monstrous familiar give you? It makes him a caster, but how many? 1 spell or 2?
Yeah, it's the hereditary.
That's it.
No, you can take Glory of Gold, you can take the Hereditary, and you can take. There's another one.
But you only get 1.
I believe you only get 1.
Yeah, I think it makes him an apprentice.
Okay, so he's got 2 spells in his list.
No, yes, and then he has
A dark
Relay
relay.
for 2 more, and then he has Icon of Infinite for another one. So he has 5 spells, but they're all bound, or 3 of them are bound.
That's not bad.
It gives you Apprentice and can select Glory of Gold, Breath of Corruption, or Hellfire. So Breath of Corruption is a nice spell because it goes off on a 5
Mm-hmm.
on the model. So it's not bad spells.
No, he's just he's got 4 big units.
The
No chaff clearing.
the biggest issue I see with the Monsters Familiar with the Apprentice upgrade is they stay Strength 5. And you really need, I mean, they need the Strength 6.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree completely.
All right.
Ideally, strength 7.
And that was it.
Yeah.
All right, we did it.
Well, we got to pick.
Got to pick a warrior.
Oh, I know. All right, go ahead, Ryan.
Let's see. There are some good players because I think there are legitimately 3 or 4 players who can win this because I think Gray, I think Alex Schmid, I think Jeff Durham, and I think Gottschalk could all come away with this. This is a crowded field. There's not an obvious choice. Geez.
I'm gonna go Alex Schmidt.
I think I'm gonna go Jeff because he's playing Phil round 1 with the Burning Portent, so that's a pretty dang good matchup there. So I think he's gonna leapfrog. Actually, no. I can't go Jeff because he took a 10-point list penalty. That's probably gonna prevent him from being best warrior. Yeah, I'm gonna go Alex with you.
All of us on that then. All right.
All right. Do we want to pick a top 3?
Yep.
Top 3.
I'm gonna go Chris Mintz. I'm gonna go Justin Berge. Because I think they have different lists, but I think they're both gonna get big round 1 wins, and they both have, they both have good armies. They're very good players, and I think they're both gonna get big wins first round. And then,
I'm gonna go Chris Mintz, Justin Berge, and Keith Bono.
Oh, Keith is a wild card there. I'm gonna put it's got to be somebody with a somewhat well painted army too, because we're just doing this on battle, are we?
What are we basing this on?
Are we doing it overall, or are we doing battle?
Top 3 armies. Let's go battle only.
Okay.
So what did you say, Joe?
Mintz, Berge, and Bono.
I'm gonna go Mintz, Shannon, and Berge.
Basing it on that first round points, aren't you?
All 3 of them are gonna get big first round wins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Keith, Joe, and then the dark horse Brandon.
Ooh.
Father's Day's just really getting to you. Ask him in 10 minutes when Father's Day's over.
I like that list.
Yeah, I think there. I mean, I think there are a number of people who are going to be in contention here. There are some solid lists.
Yep.
Definitely seeing a lot more combat stuff than heavy shooting
stuff.
lists.
Right.
It's really only the High Elves and the Empire that are like really shooty heavy. Everything else is very combat oriented, and so it'll be interesting to see. I think some interesting dark horses. I think Nate Allison would be an interesting one, just because those squigs will be a pain for a lot of people to get through. I think Travis is an interesting one. I think you could put Joel Flint or Lenny or
Jeremy Schweitzer with the Doomblade.
Jeremy Schweitzer. I think you could put Pete Reese up there. Yeah, I think there's several of the Beastford players. Neil Hamilton. Yeah, there are a lot of people who could be on the top three.
I agree. It's a crowded tournament.
And I would like to say for, just at the very end here, for anyone that we had big criticisms of your list, we're probably wrong, and just,
be
rock
sure
out
you
on the
rub it
table.
in our face.
Right.
Yeah, come up after the tournament and rub it in my face and say, you told me my list was shit and I scored 80 points.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
I'm dying to hear that.
And please don't take it personally. It's not a personal attack if we don't like your list. This is all opinion based. None of this is based in fact. So unless you're Phil Carl.
Then it's personal.
And he'll probably just get sick and not show up day 2.
Oh. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Having said that,
it's a good way to end.
I think that's going to do it.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Good
Thanks,
night,
everybody, and good night, guys.